Okay, welcome to this quick review video on the grammar of possessive nouns. Okay, this is the slideshow that we looked at in class. Here we have a picture of a student with a huge pile of books. So we've got a student and his books. Now, we would say the student's books. Notice the apostrophe S means that the books belong to the student. The student has the books. So the books belong to the student. That's what our apostrophe S is. And we said that possessive means that someone possesses something. They have or they own something. So the books are possessed by the student. The books belong to the student. Let's look at another example. This is me, Mr. Adam. Okay. And notice we've got apostrophe S, which means that something belongs to Mr. Adam. Okay, Mr. Adam has something. What should we say? How about Mr. Adam's white t-shirt? Or we could say Mr. Adam's bag. You can see I'm carrying a bag on my back. So these things belong to Mr. Adam. And we know that Mr. Adam possesses them or they belong to him because of the apostrophe and the S. Now, that's what we've done so far. The student's books. There's one student and there are some books that belong to him, so we use apostrophe S. But what if there are many students? Okay. Here we've got students plural. 1, 2, 3 students. Here, we don't use apostrophe S, we change the apostrophe to after the S. So when it's plural, when there are many students, we use S apostrophe. Let's look at those grammar rules, and you can take notes if you want to. We use apostrophe S for singular. That means if there's one person, one student, for example, we use apostrophe S. However, if there are plural, if there are many people, then we use S apostrophe. So S apostrophe for plural, many people, apostrophe S for one person. See the difference? Apostrophe S, one person, S apostrophe many. Okay, now we did lots of practice of that in class. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples. Before we said Mr. Adams, okay, and it was one person, so we use apostrophe S. How about if we change that to the teachers? There's one teacher, just me, Mr. Adam, so we use apostrophe S. Okay. Now, what if there were lots of teachers? This is a photo of us after playing five-a-side football after work a few weeks ago. So you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there are 8 teachers. Okay, Mr. David and I are there. Here, because it's plural, because there are many, we use S and then the apostrophe. Okay, and how might we finish that sentence? Maybe the teacher's smiles. We're all happy because we've been playing football. We might say the teacher's smiles. Okay, oops. What else could we say? The teacher's, we might say the teacher's hair. You've all got hair, some more than others. Or we might say the teacher's t-shirts. We're all wearing t-shirts to play football. Okay. But the important thing there, just click up, is that because it's plural, because there are lots of teachers, we use S and then the apostrophe. Okay. All right, let's look at another example. Here's the mighty Everton. Okay, this is my team, as you well know. So these are some of our players. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in the picture. So it's a plural. So we can say the players, that means all 5 players, shirts are blue. And because it's plural, we put S, then the apostrophe. However, we could also talk about one of these players individually. This is the great Romelu Lukaku. He's a wonderful striker for Everton. If we just talk about Lukaku, because it's one person, we say apostrophe S. So Lukaku's face is triumphant. So you can see if it's plural, we have S apostrophe. If it's singular, we have apostrophe S. So, these are the rules. Apostrophe S for one, S apostrophe for many. Now, they're the two rules we've studied so far in class, but there is one more. If we change student to person, then there's one person, so we put apostrophe S. So far it's the same. But as you know, if we change person to plural, so if there are many persons, it becomes irregular, it becomes people. Now, watch what happens with the S and the apostrophe. We have the people's books, but it's not S apostrophe anymore, even though it's plural, it's apostrophe S. Let's look at another example. We say the woman's books, that's one woman, so apostrophe S, that's the same. But if we change it to plural, so there are two women, then the plural form is irregular. We say women, don't we? So we say the women's books. And again, look what happens to the S and the apostrophe. It's apostrophe and then S, even though it's plural. Okay? As we talked about in class, that's because words like people and women are irregular plural forms. They don't end in S. So irregular plural forms like that, we put apostrophe S even though it's plural. One more example. This is regular again. The boys' books. Okay? And when we make it plural, it's boys. So that's regular, isn't it? We just put an S on the end, and then we have S apostrophe. But let's change the word boy to the word child. The child's books. There's one child, so apostrophe S, but the plural form, when there are two, is children. So it's another irregular plural form. And then we say the children's books, and it's apostrophe S. So you see the pattern. When it's irregular plural form, we put apostrophe S. All right. There's our rule. Apostrophe S for irregular plurals. Words like people, children, men, women, and sheep. And we studied this in quarter 2. If you want some more study of that, pages 41, 42, 43, and 44 of your grammar practice books would be the place to go. All right, study hard, guys. Okay, welcome to this quick